What's up, everyone? Zach Reger with SBD. We have made it to potentially, probably the best week in golf. It is Masters Week. It tees off on Thursday, and I'm joined yet again with our golf expert over at SBD, Michael Houndog Harrison. How are you feeling? It's Masters Week. I'm getting chills talking about it. I'll be honest. This pullover's not doing me justice.
Yeah, no, definitely, Zach. This is obviously such a special week. You're so excited for the Masters. I think of course, the only major that goes to the same golf course, that's a huge part of it. But the fact there hasn't been a major championship since the Open in July, that also plays a factor. So it's been a long time since we've had one of these. And yeah, it's fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't have the storyline going in like we did last year. Can Rory finally get it done because of his ridiculous up and down last year? That was just wild. Like knowing what was at stake, the ups and downs that he had in that roller coaster in that final round was insane. So I struggle to think of a story that could better that. In fact, I'm almost certain there wouldn't be one unless like some like Jose Maria Olazabal or something wins in his
John
like
Daly comes
season.
through.
Yeah, somehow John Daly qualifies and plays and wins. That'd be, I guess, a bigger story. But yeah, it was pretty special last year. But expecting hopefully it to be amazing again this year.
Yeah, it's kind of funny just doing some research for this as the golf season and this week approaches. I've kind of noticed people are trying to find that next one. Like, who's next up? Rory finally got his. Like, I'm not going to say a couple of the golfers right now because we'll talk about them here in a little bit as we give out our picks. But yeah, people are trying to find, kind of grasping for straws almost, trying to find that next guy who's going to take that next step and cement their golf legacy here in Augusta. So let's get into some of our picks. I want to talk some of the odds. We've got some of the heavy favorites, of course. Rory's up there. Scottie is, of course, the favorite. Are there any people kind of in that the top two, three, four names that you think either, of course, they're up there, they can win, or like, no, let's avoid the favorites. Let's find some value lower on the board.
Well, it's definitely feels more wide open this year than in years past, where a couple, for many years it was like, well, Scheffler is just already dominating. Clearly, he's going to do it. Or last year, coming in, Rory had won the Players Championship in Pebble Beach, so it definitely way more up in the air going into this event, I would say, than usual. The thing with Scottie Scheffler, he's just coming out. He hasn't played in a few weeks. He just had a baby boy, so maybe there's the baby bump boost that he's going to win on
Kind of
this.
makes me want to bet him, but I like going lower on the totem pole there and finding some more value and better odds.
For sure, for sure. And the main thing that has been really so he's only won the one time this year. It's amazing how the bar is set so high for him now that we only say only one win. But he's had such dreadful Thursdays. Like they have been awful this season for I want to say three or four events. Like way back down the leaderboard. But then because he's so good, he eventually gets it together and finishes third place or something like that. So uh, look out for that. If he does have a poor Thursday, might shoot himself out of the tournament. Although, like I said, he probably will still end up getting a top five just because he's Scottie Scheffler. Um, in terms of the favorites, I'm not necessarily betting him, but John Rahm won here a couple of years ago, and he's been outstanding on live. He's won this year and had a bunch of second place finishes in top fives. He's coming in smoking hot. So that of the big names, probably him. I know a lot of people sort of thinking maybe Bryson DeChambeau because he's been close here last couple of years, and of course has won two U.S. Opens. I'm not sure. He's been great on live as well, but I'm sort of steering clear of him. So of the main big names anyway, of like the top, Rory, Scheffler, Rahm, DeChambeau, I would go Rahm of those four. But yeah, it's like I said, it just feels way wide open this year.
Yeah, Rom, I know I bet last year and I just can't get myself to do it again. Even though he does seem like he's coming in great form, as you mentioned. And with the betting odds, he's getting a lot of the handle, not a lot of the bets. So that's something that's always interesting. Some smart bettors out there looking at Rom to potentially win another Masters. I'm going to disagree with you as we kind of get into our picks, where it might be fear of missing out with Bryson DeChambeau because I feel like I bet him every major, every Masters. So if he does end up winning and I don't bet him, I don't think I could live with myself. But I'm betting him at plus 1100. I'm also just sprinkling top 10, got some plus money there. But you kind of mentioned it. He's in great form. He's won his last 2 live tournaments. He's been great in majors overall, and then at the Masters at T5 finish in 2025, at T6 in 2024. He's been right there. I mean, with his drive, he's always in the mix. It might be more fear missing out and kind of a fan pick, but I do want DeChambeau to get the Masters, and I think this could be the year
Love it.
with it being so wide open.
I'd love to see it. That'd be amazing. I said for years, and he was very polarizing, and more so people didn't like him years ago. And I said even back then, I said DeChambeau is perfect for the game of golf because there are too many robots, too many players that have no personality. You don't love them, you don't hate them. There's no, you have no opinion about them type of thing. But even back years, I said I'd love DeChambeau, not necessarily that I love DeChambeau, but I love that he brings emotion out of people, which is perfect for the game. The sport needs more characters, and he's definitely one of those, obviously. And so, yeah, I would absolutely love this victory. My bank account wouldn't love it necessarily, not betting him, but I would love to see it.
Yeah. So let's get into some of your picks. Who are you looking to win this tournament?
Well, he's just past that top tier of those 4 players, and maybe it's also FOMO a little bit myself. And he broke my heart at the Players Championship because I had bet him, and he led through 54 holes. Ludwig Oberg. I just think that he's been so good at the Masters. The 2 times he's played, he's been runner-up a couple of years ago, and then 7th a year ago. He's at 3 straight top fives coming in. I know his bugaboo so far early in his career is Sundays. He's struggled to close the deal in the final rounds, but he's just too good to eventually not win one of these big ones. That's hardly a hot take at all. And I just feel like coming in, especially with doing so well at Augusta here, and he has a bit of experience now. So Ludwig Oberg, 18-1 for me is the guy I'm most looking at in terms of the top tier players. I'll give you 4 other names. I like to tier my bets a little bit from obviously one of the favorites down to a long shot. So Patrick Reed at 40-1. Speaking of characters that
Yeah, there you go.
bring emotion out of
You've
people,
got it tight.
he yeah he on the DP World Tour earlier this year he won, lost in the playoff, and then won back to back to back weeks, which is wild. He's a past champ 2018, and since then he has 4 top tens at the Masters. Third a year ago, fourth a few years before that. Just loves Augusta Nationals. Patrick Reed at 40-1. I'm on him. Russell Henley at 55, Augusta native, 4th year in 2023. He had until he missed the cut last week. He'd had top 20s in 13 of 14 events with 7 top 10s. They're just incredible, consistent play by Russell Henley. And then further
A
down the board,
hometown kid.
yeah, that would be a pretty cool story. Lefties do really really well at the Masters. Obviously Mike Weir, Mickelson, and Bubba Watson winning green jackets. Akshay Bhatia at 65-1, won at Bay Hill a few months ago. Very high on him, especially at 65. Hasn't really contended in majors yet. He's still a very very young player, but I think he can get it done. And then the longest of long shots for me, as far as the player I'm most comfortable, that's a long shot that has any hope in my opinion. Sungjae Im at 125-1. Actually, you might even be able to get him at 150-1 at some books. Yeah, he led after 3 rounds at the Valspar just recently. Didn't end up winning. I think he finished 4th there. But he was second in 2020 at the Masters and 5th a year ago. So he also has great form at Augusta. So 150-1, you could do a whole heck of a lot worse. Or at least bet him on the placements, top 5, 10, 20.
Right. I absolutely love that Oberg pick. I'm on him as well. That's my second pick to win. As you mentioned, I also have him top 10 at plus 154 is what I got him at. Just, you mentioned it. He's playing great right now, and he's kind of another guy that can he take that next step, really cement himself as one of those top young players in golf. He's top 10 on the tour in strokes gained. You mentioned his success at the Masters. He's a good ball striker. I love the Oberg pick. So I'm on him as well. And then I'll get into my long shot. I'm going at 100-1. Also betting him top 20 at plus 220 is where I found him there. And I'm going with Corey Connors, the Canadian, showing some love to you up there. He's got 3 top 10 finishes in his last 5 Masters appearances, including a T8 finish last year. He's done well at Augusta. And he's been playing well on the tour, also back to back to back, top 15 finishes. His iron play, I feel like, has really improved this season. He's 16th on the tour in strokes gained approach to green. Good ball striker. I think 100 to 1. I think you can do worse than Corey Connor. He's coming in with good form. He's had success at the course. So I'm going with him at plus
Yeah,
10,000.
that's pretty wild odds, and like you say, you could definitely do a whole heck of a lot worse than Corey Connors at that number. Unfortunately, the bugaboo with him, it always comes down to the putter.
Yep.
He
Yeah, I
seems to
am
struggle to
taking
make
a
those
risk
putts.
there.
It's definitely a risk, but like I was saying, a colleague of mine, it's like if you could just have a halfway decent round, or sorry, tournament putting, or maybe even slightly above average, you definitely will be in the mix. And I have a pretty wild stat for you. He has 4 career top tens at the Masters. Nick Faldo only has 3. So Faldo's won 3 green jackets, but never had a top 10 otherwise. Connors has more top tens than him at the Masters, which is pretty crazy. Um, yeah, I was actually going to say I like him for top 5, top 10, top 20 bets. Corey Connors. It's just fine. I just find it's tough for him to make those critical putts at the crucial times for me to go all in. But at 100 to 1 to win, there's no downside. It's not like you're betting a player at 30 to 1 or something like that. Like a lot of people I hear want to bet Tommy Fleetwood, and I would love to see Tommy Fleetwood win. But at his price being so low, again, he might do it. It's Cameron Young couldn't win the big one, and then he finally won at Wyndham last year, and then won the Players Championship, which was a fantastic. So it's not to say that Fleetwood can't do it. That's not what I'm saying. But at the price, eh. So Corey Connors at 100 to 1, there's no downside there, certainly. But yeah, I would love to see Connors win. It's the putter. That's always the can he get that thing even lukewarm? And if he can, then certainly. But yeah, I would say top 10 for Corey Connors at plus 650. Pretty decent odds there too.
Yeah, that's a great bet as well. Do you have any other bets for the Masters you like? I know you like some round one leaders and some other props.
Yes, first round leaders are obviously inherently completely a dart throw. Like the last few weeks, it's been Paul Waring and Mark Hubbard, who are like 120 and 100 to 1 to be first round leaders. First round leaders are it's definitely a dart throw. Less so necessarily at the Masters, of course, because experience matters so much. Well, one of the ones, and I don't love the price, but maybe you can do some line shopping on this. But Justin Rose at 25 to 1. He was a first round
He's
leader last
always
year. He's over there 5 times. He's led after the first round at the Masters, which is the most all time, which is crazy. So I'm thinking of him first timer, either for the first round lead or first timer bet to win as a debutant. Chris Gotterup, 33 to 1 to be first round leader. I'm really high on him. He's won twice this year, which is fantastic. And then I also had Corey Connors. I just think that he could definitely go out there to have that first round lead, then maybe struggle a little bit with the putter on the weekend. And because I did pick Sung J M to be the long shot, I figure just to be the first round leader is probably pretty good at 60 to 1 as well. And I might sprinkle on a couple other guys like Nikolai Højgaard and Harris English, but I always say be disciplined. Don't bet too many guys for the first round leader because it's
it's
such a
tough.
crapshoot. But it's so much fun
It's
to
the
instead of
Masters.
placing a bet and to having to wait 4 days for it to cash to be able to bet on a guy the first round and get some money right away, and then improve your bankroll to be able to bet other guys. It's I love betting first round leaders, even though it's probably it is a sucker's bet and a fool's gold.
Yeah. Hey, every sport has those bets that you know what, you want to be smart, disciplined, but that's betting is supposed to be fun also. There's the entertainment factor. I love that, being able to get a nice plus money winner. And then yeah, some live bets. Scottie Scheffler might be live if he uh, does not have a great first round. So a lot of options here. Houndog, thank you so much for joining. It's always great talking with you. Some golf, some Masters. We have made it to Masters Week. Best of luck, everyone, with their bets, and thank you for watching, and let's have a great weekend.
Let's go. I love it. Thanks for having me.